I should do an intro. I don't know how to do intros.
I don't either.
What's up, gamers?
Shut the f up.
So that's definitely something in the beginning. Like, we're gonna have to frame by frame that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I'm frame by framing through the whole thing. I'm staring at that calendar, except it's only 5 across.
So much to do by morning. I'll never be ready for my big presentation. All I want to do is...
There's something.
Yeah.
Why sleep when you can stay up latte?
No clue what the hell that is.
No.
There was a chair, that's about all I can make out.
Yeah, I saw a chair.
Right.
When we go frame by frame, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Distinctive taste. Rich and roasted, yep, creamy and sweet. Give me more.
That's Murray's secret recipe. The Stay Up Latte creates the perfect cup of coffee suited to you, based on your coffee habits.
I know what you want better than you do. I am always watching and learning. How another come, how another come, how another come.
So friggin' unsettling.
Did you
Yeah.
stay up all night?
No, I stayed up latte. After 2 full pots, I'm ready to work. Promotion, here I come.
That's the Murray's difference.
So is this a commercial that we think Edwin made?
Did he make the commercial itself? No, absolutely
Because
not.
it's scuffed to hell.
Maybe he did.
MCM Universal Leader?
Huh. Has MCM Universal ever been a thing?
Splice here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, Edwin E. Murray is right there.
Yeah,
so I guess
MCM
he
Film
did make
Archives
this.
E. Murray. 411
Okay.
1007.
I'm gonna write that down.
That feels like... Well, 411 is info, right? So,
I wouldn't know.
well, like that's a thing. Like, you would call 411 on your phone for information. Like, that's how that
Okay.
started, and it's just still kind of like slang. The 1007, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I could just be wrong in general about that being information. It feels really horrendous to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the uncanny valley happening with it.
That's the point. However, if that doesn't help, it's still fucking gross.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. I don't think we have anything for a little bit.
Yeah.
Until like a little bit.
Well,
into
I
their
want because
conversation.
so when they were releasing the Fazbear and Friends stuff,
Yeah.
there were single frame things in it. So that's why I'm doing each one, is because I know
Yeah,
how
that's
these
fair.
people are.
I know what they are. Derogatory.
So the calendar in the back is 5 across.
I guess it's just a
Is
work
it-
week.
yeah, I was
and
gonna
no
say if
other
it's
days
just
matter.
a work week. I mean, do you cross off your days typically when you show up or when you leave?
When you show up, I think.
Okay, so this would be a Wednesday, by that logic.
Maybe not actually.
It's either Wednesday or Thursday, and this guy is not doing good. I'm so curious what these posters
No,
are behind
I think
him. I
it's,
want a better look.
Actually, let me think. Yeah, I think it's Thursday.
I think it's Thursday? Okay.
Because usually don't cross that out because you write stuff on the calendar, so you don't cross it out until you're done with the day. So it's probably Thursday.
So
Can we tell what those posters are?
yeah, that's what I'm
behind
wondering.
him, by
Like,
the
I'm
way?
trying to get like a clear thing, like that.
This is the best shot we're getting, I think.
I don't know, because we go into his face in a minute, so I don't know if it's gonna be clearer there.
I guess we'll see.
I was taking in the mouths.
Nope, we don't see it. All right, let's go back a little bit. I want to see this.
You look terrible.
She's so rude. You look
Yeah,
terrible.
seriously.
It looks like somebody pointing down at like a figure.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw that, and the first thing I checked was when ET came out, because it's like, oh, finger point ET.
Oh, yeah.
That came out in '82, so that
Yeah.
it's not that.
I can't make out the other one at all.
I have no idea what that is.
ready for my big presentation.
It almost has a vibe of a wanted poster. It's like text at the top and bottom, and then the image in the middle. That's like the vibe I get, but I really can't see it enough. Here we go.
So do we think this is Edwin's like work table?
Yes.
Because I'm seeing
chairs.
I'm seeing the chair. I'm seeing maybe that's blueprints or
that's-
something. I can't
Yeah.
like there's definitely stuff on the table here. Here's a lamp, and then that's like a toolbox. That's what I'm seeing right here. And so this would be a wall, I think, that it's up against. See, this looks more like what we see in the books, you know? Than
Yeah.
the stuff that was in the trailer. Like, this looks a lot more accurate to what should be happening. According to the Tales books.
They're making Tales more accurate? Oh no.
I don't know, though. Like, well, we already know that Tales just physically cannot exist within the game's timeline as it stands.
Yeah.
Like, you either have to admit that Tales is not canon to the games, or you have to admit that there are mistakes, meaning that not all of Tales is canon to the games. Like, your two options are not fully canon. I want to know what's happening right here, right? Because this is wall. What's this? Like, is this
Looks
some kind of like... Because there's wall here, there's wall here. And if this is a chair size, this is not much space. Like, it's giving cubicle.
Hold on. What? Yeah. Are we sure? Hang on.
I might be tripping.
Okay, so yeah, let's get through everything we see again. So from right to left.
Alright, chair.
Chair, yes, for sure.
Okay, work table.
Yes, I think so.
And toolbox. One of the big kind.
I can
With
kind
the
of
wheels
see
in the
it.
bottom and like the drawers and stuff. That's what I'm seeing
I've
right
never
here. One of
seen-
those big red
I've
ones.
never seen one with those, so I don't know.
I mean, I've seen them in FNAF. Like, and, I mean, I've seen them
Well,
IRL,
then, yeah.
but like this particular one, I feel like I've seen this exact
yeah.
asset.
I could say that. I think that's
and then
fair.
I think this is a wall or a partition.
I don't.
There's things hung on it, and it's higher than the table. You know, like, what else would this be?
Well, it might have to do with whatever's like directly underneath it. Because like, what is that? Like, what if this is all just like one big machine? You know what I mean?
I suppose.
Because I don't think it's a wall. Because if that's a wall, then like it would make no sense that there's stuff on like the other part of this room. Like this room layout doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, I mean like a partition wall, not like,
Yeah.
oh, this makes separate rooms wall, but like a partition. Like you would have it in an office.
But I guess, but
I don't know what else it would be. Gosh, I hate the mouth.
yeah.
That is the
Still,
actual worst.
On the off chance you ever see this video, don't do this again.
Never again,
please.
please.
It's so unsettling. It's not even like creepy. I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah, it turns my stomach a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we get a worse shot here. Wait, is this the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's the same table, chair. It's just
what
he's
is
over
what
it.
is that like? Okay, what is that like cylinder thing? Hold on, I'll screenshot it. Like, you see that? What is
That's a
that?
lamp.
Is that a lamp?
Yeah, that's a lamp. Because if you look at where the light's coming from,
I can't see the shade.
that's because the shade is dark. But you can see that the light is there's light under it, spilling from like this point, and there's none like above.
No, it looks like that beam of light is coming from like all the way up. Like, follow that like light.
That
wasn't
wasn't there a second ago. Hold on. Oops.
Oh, that's just the film. No, okay. What's it called? That thing I was seeing was just film effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet, when you can stay up latte.
Also, like, this encouraging employees to like not take care of themselves in order to work more for you is very Fazbear.
Very
Entertainment.
Fazbear coded. Very Fazbear coded.
No, latte. It's new. For nice. Try it.
Oh, distinctive taste. Rich and roasted, yep, creamy and sweet. Give me more.
That's Murray's secret recipe.
And then this is definitely meant to feel like AI coded.
Based on your
Do the subtitles say anything, by the way?
Oh yeah, I should turn those on. Hold
I
on.
just want to see if it has anything.
Yeah. Let's see what we got for subtitles. They're usually on already, you know?
I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. So much to do by morning. I'll never be ready for my big presentation. All I want to do is sleep.
Why sleep when you can stay up latte?
Stay up late.
No, latte. It's new. From Murray.
This is definitely an ad.
Yeah, I mean they just said from Murray's, so
Yeah.
it's just something Murray made.
Rich and roasted. Yep, creamy and sweet. Give me more.
That's Murray's secret recipe. The Stay Up Latte creates the perfect cup of coffee suited to you, based on your coffee habits.
I know
I hate the mouth on the machine. I hate the
He
mouth on the
put
machine.
He put the mimic in a coffee maker. Which begs the question, when did this happen?
Right? Like, is this...
There's no way this is post mimic. Like there's no way this is post David dying.
Unless somebody else got their hands on the stuff, but then why would they keep the Murray's name?
Yeah, why would they kept Murray's name in it?
I don't know why they'd do that.
Like Fazbear would want the credit for this if it's actually good.
Yeah. So the issue I run into, with saying it can't be post mimic would be that he made the program for the Endo.
Yes.
Like the program didn't exist before all of that occurred.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like it can't be pre-mimic because then the mimic isn't a fucking thing. But if it's post-mimic, then he was working on stuff after David died.
I mean, that kind of
Either
goes...
that or we just never see it.
I don't know. I feel like that
Which
kind of
would also
goes
be
with my
weird.
theory of like he did come back. Like after he kind of got to a point where he sort of came to his senses and he came back and he started messing with this program again and inventing again, and that's when he realizes how dangerous this program actually is. Because the jump from his attitude in the mimic to his attitude in the storyteller is such a drastic shift to being so horrifically terrified of this program being used. Right? Like
Yeah.
it's not just, oh, this reminds me of my dead son. I'm really sad about it. I need to leave. It's, this program can't be used. This is a bad idea. This is going to cause problems. This is going to get people hurt. We absolutely cannot use this program. He's got to have a reason for that. Because the program is not what made David run outside. His negligence is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This kind of feels like it goes with what I've been saying.
Yeah. It just also is so weird to think that he came back and started working with the mimic post, like, what's it called? Post beating the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like he would work with the program again. Like, he might not use the endoskeleton, and I don't think he did use the endoskeleton.
Yeah. But you think he kept using the mimic?
I think he would have continued to use the program. Because
And you think he kept working for Fazbear? I guess he probably needed to.
Well,
for
yeah,
money.
there's... that's a thing, right? He doesn't have that much money. It literally says, like, he ran off,
he's
and then
broke.
when his money ran out, he had to come back.
Yeah.
Like, that is a thing that's said in the books. So, it's not that
So I guess
crazy.
it is post mimic. Thing is, I'm assuming this is pre-secret of the mimic then, at least, right?
You'd think so, yeah, for sure.
So it's a pretty tight time frame.
Well, I mean, that's if you assume Tales is completely canon.
Well, I'm imagining that this is supposed to be implied to take place after the full events of the mimic story.
Yes.
People have died in this building, right? We agree on that
yes,
much at least?
100%.
So it's like,
Like,
and it's in
here's the thing.
79.
Another thing, a lot of people go, okay, well, if it's this good at killing, and if no one can do anything with it, how did they get it? You know, how did they get
that's
it
the
from
point of this
there
game.
to the Pizzaplex? Why is it not murdering everyone there? Well, who's like the one person who could potentially work with this thing?
Well, I mean that would talk about working with the endoskeleton. I do not think I don't think the endoskeleton is going to work with Edwin. Because this is the endoskeleton
No,
itself.
I don't
not
mean
the
like
one.
reason with it. I mean control it. It's the person who made it.
Yeah, I guess.
So if he starts trying
But
to...
at the same time, I think it's much more likely that it's just Mexis that does that.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Because like we're bringing Mexis. So the question is who made Mexis?
I don't think
it's
we're bringing
Edwin?
Mexis to the place.
You don't.
No. I think our job is to get an under control mimic endoskeleton.
Yes.
Okay? But I don't think we have the Mexis machine in that van on the way there. I don't think that's what's happening.
You don't think it's there?
I don't think it's in the van on the way to the factory.
So when do you think we see Mexis? Do you think we'll... Okay, first of all, do you think we'll actually see Mexis in this game, or is that just going to be all off-screen?
Honestly, we might not.
You think we might not at all?
We might not see it at all. But if we
think
do,
that's crazy.
I think it's in the factory already. Because I think Edwin comes back, he uses this program for other things. He realizes
Right.
how dangerous this program is. And he creates something that can control it.
And you think that's what Mexis is?
Yes. At current, that's my best guess.
The question is, what's it called? Then you have to consider how does he control it with Mexis? And my answer to that goes to the opposite of what we're doing in Ruin, right? Because what we're doing in Ruin is literally disabling Mexis to free the Mimic. So that would mean that enabling Mexis is what sedated it in the first place, right? So how did we disable it? We turned off all the nodes. So, like, in my mind, okay, we're enabling Mexis nodes in this game. Like, that's the whole gameplay loop. It's the reverse of Ruin. Yeah, hang on. I already have a screenshot of this. I'll just DM it to you. These were dropped in the sanctuary. One sec.
This is...
People are saying it is this one thing in particular. Yeah, it's Dolly. I'll send you the screenshot of her for
know.
reference.
Like, it looks wrong to be Dolly.
It kind of does. I mean, I see the hat, right? You can kind of see the arm.
So, like, if something's wrong with her, then... If this is Dolly,
Define
this
wrong
is...
with her.
I don't know, maybe the Mimic effectively just, like, replaced her insides with itself.
I mean, I'm imagining those are the Mimic's eyes back there, right?
I don't know, it's hard to tell.
I mean, those are eyes, for sure. Right?
Hold on, let's
How they know they're come. How they know
get
they're
back to
come.
this.
How they
Yeah,
know
they
they're
start on there, but I don't think it's eyes.
What else could that be?
A reflection, distant lights. I don't know, like, it could be the eyes. I just...
They're two pretty evenly spaced rounded dots. I feel
Yeah,
like there's a pretty big
that's fair,
implication of
yeah.
eyes there.
Like, that's definitely... I'll tell you, it's definitely Dolly's hat, it's definitely Dolly's arm, and I think that's Dolly's torso. It's just... doesn't fit the vibe.
I mean, I can believe that Mimic did
Like, because
something
I'm
to this
seeing
fucking
an
thing.
eye here, an eye here. They're too big. Like, they're bigger than her eyes. I'm
Yeah.
seeing jagged teeth.
I could totally believe that this is Dolly post Mimic doing something to it.
Like, something's wrong with this Dolly. Like, this is not
Like I
the same
could
Dolly.
believe that Mimic just crawled out of its fucking head. And that's why it looks weird there. But like all the other features are intact.
Yeah.
And those are the Mimic's eyes back there.
Yeah. I could see that.
That I can
The
believe for
issue
sure.
I run into with this being the Mimic's eyes is, what is this? Because this looks like it should be like a fairly large, like,
I have
sign
no
of some
fucking
kind.
idea.
No, I stayed up.
I hate this.
Okay, after 2 full
I do
days,
too.
ready to work. Promotion, here I come.
That's the very difference.
The smile on the machine, dude.
Awful.
The Murray's difference. So what this makes it sound like, the way this is framed, makes it feel like Murray's is a big name. Like, people will hear that name and they're gonna know what that means.
Yeah. I mean, like, because he had his, what's it called? We saw in 5 Laps that, like, he has his own established name already.
What does this tell us? Realistically.
That Edwin has built machines that we have not seen yet, and that he's using Mimic 1 for them. That's like baseline what it tells us. Mimic 1 was being used, and Edwin's name is still being attached to it, which would imply that Edwin is the one doing it, which would imply that sometime post Mimic he did come back. Like between people dying, but that's the thing. So when did it happen in relation to other people dying on?
Are you pretty 100% that this is pre-Secret of the Mimic game?
I'm guessing so.
I'd think so. It says it's an archive, a film archive.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find that. There it was. MCM Film Archives.
Yeah, so this is
Edwin
old.
Murray. Well, it would be old to us right now.
Yeah. But like it's an archive even for like we're being shown an archive. So
Does
it's
that have to be
implied
a
that this
phone
is all
number?
no matter what. Could be. Very easily could be.
No one call it. We don't harass random people's phone numbers. That's not cool. I don't think it's meant to be a phone number. Because there have been issues with the fan base calling phone numbers before.
Yeah.
So I think they might at least be smart enough to not do that. What else could that be?
It could just be a log. Like this
guess.
is like 411 dash, and then it's like 1001, 1002, 1003. So this is like the 7th one they made
Maybe?
under this like archive, which I guess could be confirmed to us if we get any more of these. Like if we get another one and it's like 411, 1008 or 1006,
Yeah, that makes
then that's
sense.
like confirmation.
Anytime someone gives me a number, I'm like, dude, I don't trust you. Let's look at the description.
Yeah, what's the description say?
Recovered footage from the archive of the inventor Edwin Murray. Digitally restored for archival purposes.
Interesting. So this is super old. Because this is implying that Fazbear didn't know about this.
I don't know.
It's like,
I
hey,
think
we-
it could just be the digitally restored might mean that they're just trying to like say you're looking at this in 2025, but it's actually just it's footage from the time of the.
But yeah, like my point is that like it's in Edwin's archive. It's not part of like it's not FNAF's archive. This is independent to Edwin.
Yeah, coffee does appear in FNAF World, and there's coffee in the Desolate Hope.
Yeah, I guess.
Purple tie British tea.
That's absurd.
Oh my god.
Hyperdroid, this is not peak. This is unsettling.
It is incredibly unsettling. I am
Like-
glad that
like
we're
that,
getting
yeah.
teasers though.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're giving us something, but please do it in any other way.
My name is Edwin. I made the latte. Feels like a distant cousin of Mr. Hugs. It does kind of give Trash in the Gang vibes.
Yeah. I think that's very intentional.
There's also a line in the Mimic after he builds it, where it's like, oh, he's thinking about ways to use this program to get out from under Fazbear's thumb. So I will say, in the Mimic, he was already considering using the program for more things.
Yeah. And I could believe that. I could believe like, hey, he's using Mimic 1. He made this, the perfect coffee maker. Right? That seems like feasible. Like, because Edwin's like first big thing was like basically a Roomba, right?
Yeah, it was. It was a Roomba.
And so it's like, hey, he did this. Now he's making coffee machine. It's like, hey, here's your coffee to get you through the day, so you have to worry about it less. That's very Edwin coded.
Yeah. Coffee to get you through the day. The coffee machine learns what you like in your coffee, so it can make it for you. You don't have to worry about it
Yes.
at all. Whenever you're ready for a cup of coffee, boom, it already knows. It's got your coffee just how you like it. Because it's got the cream, it's
Yeah.
got the sugar. Like,
This is Edwin written all over it. I could totally believe that Edwin, like post David dying, after like some amount of time, I don't know exactly how long, he'd start using Mimic 1 again, and he'd just start making shit on his own, like independent of Fazbear if he can, just to sell shit.
Edwin had spent the better part of 3 decades trying to forget. He'd run as far away as he could, all the way around the world, until one day he'd run out of money. Then he'd been forced to come back and demand that Fazbear Enterprises honor their buyout agreement. If anyone had told Edwin 40 years before that this was where he'd end up, he'd have laughed himself silly. Edwin Murray in a place like this? No way. So this is where you get 40 years ago, he was 24.
Yes.
And he spent the better part of 3 decades trying to forget what happened. He ran away until he ran out of money, and then he had to come back.
The better part of 3 decades. So there was definitely a pointed time where he wasn't trying to do that, which would imply that he was working with this.
I don't know if it means that he did the running for 3 decades. It says he was trying to forget for 3 decades. And then
But I think trying to forget for 3 decades, I think would include not using Mimic 1. I don't think you'd be using Mimic 1 if you were trying to forget. I think that's too close to what happened with David. Because it was made in part for him.
I don't know.
Like, it was made for David, and he just found out, oh, I could actually use this for stuff later on. So to me, if he's trying to forget what happened, he would not be using Mimic 1.
I don't know. I feel like you can separate a tool or a program. Like, mentally, I feel like you can.
After the death of your son and, like, beating the shit out of that thing because it kept mimicking his son, I don't think so. In my head, that doesn't compute.
Of course, the Storyteller's operating system was password protected, but Edwin didn't need to get into the system to learn what he'd come here to learn. What he had hoped he wouldn't find was right there on the start screen. The Storyteller was running a program called Mimic 1. No, Edwin whispered. His worst fears were confirmed. He'd known it, he'd tried to pretend he hadn't known it, but he'd known it. He'd known it from the very beginning. No wonder the Pizzaplex characters were changing. No wonder problems were cropping up all over. It was happening again, and Edwin had no idea what to do about it.
Yeah. So something happened with Mimic 1.
And Edwin is fully aware of whatever it was.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, he definitely used Mimic 1 for a good amount of time. And that's what this is, and I think we're just going to get more. And it's going to get progressively crazier over time.
So then he wakes up in his apartment in the next paragraph. It says for the last 5 nights, Edwin had been sneaking into the Storyteller's tree. It also implies that he still has the tiger plush, by the way, in this same bit.
Sad.
The scant furniture in the room had come with the rental. Edwin had added nothing of his own when he'd moved in, nothing but his clothes and toiletries, a handful of books, and a small item that sat, dingy and beleaguered, on top of the dresser. Edwin knew he shouldn't have kept it, but he couldn't bring himself to throw it away. It was the only thing he had left of a time that he shouldn't have been allowed to forget. Not that he hadn't tried. So he definitely hits a point where he realizes, like, this isn't going away. I'm never forgetting this. Like, I'm just gonna have to live with the fact that this occurred.
Yeah. But he tried to. Like, he wanted to forget. He just couldn't.
And I really, really think that Burroughs and Edwin's relationship is meant to mirror Afton and Henry.
I could see it.
Like, Scott does love his repeating cycles.
Scott does repeat himself in every fucking game over and over.
Yeah.
Scott does use the same plot lines multiple times over.
Well, I mean, the works don't fix it.
Yeah, because it definitely works.
Clearly. All things considered.
Clearly.
I don't see any reason to believe that he didn't come back and attempt to use it again. Especially if it was like, oh, I ran out of money. I'm in this contract. I have to work with these people again. And I don't want to. He's gonna be trying to use whatever means he can to get out from under their thumb.
I can believe that he started it, but then something happened that made him stop using Mimic 1 altogether.
I think so too. I think it was after he made this coffee machine.
I don't think it was, I think whatever happened is after this coffee machine, but I don't think this is the turning point.
No.
I think more stuff kept happening. To go back, you said that he noticed, like, oh, this is why the animatronics are acting weird, right?
Yeah, he's like, no wonder everything's
Do you
wrong.
think that has to do with how Dolly's design seems to be a little bit different?
It could.
Like, maybe that's just Mimic's influence on her?
It absolutely could. Because it literally says, no wonder the Pizzaplex characters were changing.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder problems were cropping up all over. It was happening again.
So it's already, this has already happened.
Yeah.
And I think...
I'm of the mind. Sorry, you can go first if you like.
I think that's because I'm still not convinced we play as Edwin in Secret of the Mimic. Maybe we are. I think what has happened is what we're going to be seeing in that game. I don't know if Edwin is the one who actually managed to fix it. Maybe he is. If it is, then that's who we're playing as. But it would feel really weird if we play as him in this game to me.
It really depends on what happens, right? Because I'm imagining
Yeah.
coming back in, knowing people have died in here, knowing this problem isn't going to be fixed, and this kind of being almost Edwin's turning point from if I can just make myself forget, to I have to accept this and face it.
Right.
Because that would be like, narratively, that would be very compelling. So what I had pop up in my mind a minute ago is, so what we're seeing in the trailer is we're seeing a lot of moving parts. We're seeing a lot of things kind of acting on their own.
Yes.
In the workspace, in the factory, whatever you want to call it. It all seems very automated. It all seems like it's running on programs. And
Yes.
we see multiple different bots that seem to have their own dedicated functions.
Yes.
So I'm thinking he has programmed all of this stuff to run basically on its own, similar to how the Pizzaplex is all wired together, right? And he's got these characters, he's got these robots. So what's happening again? The Mimic program is corrupting all of it. Like, and I think that we might see that exact same kind of thing occurring where basically the facility turns against the player character due to the Mimic program.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Do we think we're going to see that in Secret of the Mimic?
I do.
Do we think that the facility itself is going to start going crazy?
Yeah. Because if you look at that trailer, I might go ahead and just pull it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, Mimic guys.
Let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse.
So you think that's not being spoken to the player character?
I don't think so. Or I think there's a good chance that it's not. You know what I mean?
It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident, but just in case,
So we've definitely got
get your
costumes
affairs in order before arriving.
that it's wearing. But like obviously that machine's connected to a lot. This guy's working on his own.
Yeah.
There's like, she's clearly functioning on her own.
Yes.
And Charlie and I like did frame by frame this. Like there's no hint of the Mimic being in there.
Yeah, I think you'd see something.
And she's actually, if you look at her, another thing Charlie and I pointed out is back here, these hooks, they're the same hooks that we see staff bots hung up on and disassembled in Security Breach. So she's fixing other bots. That's what I think her job is.
Interesting.
Like this is all like
And
their
then that fucking
characters.
guy.
Like this is all run by bots and machines. There's automated programming, which we can see. Where's that bit with the data diver? Here it is. This. Also, first of all, out of order. Second of all,
Interesting.
yellow cake.
Yellow cake. Golden cake.
Golden cake?
Cassidy receiver proof? No.
No.
Never.
But like, so we see here that there's show sequences, right?
Yeah.
So there's automated things in here as well. So this is what it was when you were like, oh, the evenly spaced lights, and there was like the sign.
You think it could be
This
those.
could be potentially what's
Maybe.
going on there.
But I think it's so hard to look at that and not think it's eyes, dude.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like, quite frankly, if that's not eyes, I think that's a horrible choice on Steelable's part.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I want to see that room again. Where is it? It's way earlier, isn't it? Yeah, this room. There's the poster.
Okay, because we have a better idea of what it says.
Late employees are subject to fines,
Blank punishment.
fines
blank
and
punishment.
or punishment.
Are subject to, I think it's
I'm seeing fines.
more fines and or punishment. That could be
Yeah,
it.
but you can't. It's illegal to fine your employees.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, because Fazbear Entertainment cares about that. Late employees are subject to fines and or punishment. That checks out. Don't know what that other poster was yet.
Yeah, hang on. I'm opening it on my phone so I can put it in the highest
You're trying to
resolution and
zoom in.
zoom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that says fines. So
Okay.
yeah, and so it's don't be late. Late employees are subject to fines and or punishment. And this is the one that was behind that guy. So I think
Yes,
he's
for sure.
implied to be an employee of Murray's? Do we think Murray's would have had employees?
No, I don't think he could afford that.
Like after he comes back.
Maybe? I've always viewed him as kind of a hermit, though, so I don't think he'd want to work with other people. Especially since he's making robots to make things easier for himself. Why would he hire someone else? He could just build people to do these things for him.
Yeah, but
You know
then
what I mean?
why have this?
I don't know. Like, that seems like something that would be on, like, just a Fazbear Entertainment place. Unless Fazbear put some of these things up and they've been there for years.
I don't think so. The thing that I'm really, really like sure on is that no one at Fazbear's knows how to deal with this.
Yes.
Like we're very explicitly shown no one at Fazbear's knows how to deal with this thing. Like the only way this thing's getting dealt with, I think, is by one of the big names we know of. And I really do think that the options kind of fall to Edwin or Henry. Like, who else will have the know-how to handle this problem?
The only other, like, character that you can name for this is William. And then that goes back to, hey, why is Mex's bunny shaped? But
Yeah,
that's, like, the
there's
only reason we
that.
ever assume that
I
William-
do 100% think that Afton got his hands on this stuff. Like, you can't
Yes.
look at Dolly and think he didn't.
Yeah, no.
But
Like,
do I
that's
think
very reminiscent of the fun times.
do I think Afton is capable of dealing with that problem? I don't.
Yes.
I don't think he's not even capable of like building his own animatronics. He had to steal Edwin's.
Well, yeah, but this is different.
I mean, if he's stolen all of the robotic designs from Edwin, I don't see why he wouldn't have stolen the software as well.
I mean, I just think there's a difference between stealing animatronics designs and stealing like actual AI programs. Unless you think he also stole everything all the AI that he put into the fun times.
I do.
So you think he stole the AI for Mexis and then just like made it look like a rabbit?
The chip in baby's head.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, what else is there to talk about for this?
I mean, we could go back and look at that.
No, I don't want to look at that thing.